Doug Cunnington here. This is the live stream on Friday. It's today. And we're going to answer some questions. Amazon changed their affiliate commission rate this week, so that was devastating for many of us. And with any luck, the audio is going to work. Other things will work too. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. And I think you can. I'm going to keep a watch on the chat. There's a lot of stuff we're going to go through today, so keep that in mind. And thanks a lot for everyone hopping on. Just give me a shout in the chat. Let me know where you're from. Talk amongst yourselves. I have several things to talk about today. I will answer some questions, but there's a lot to cover. So I'm probably going to hit those at the end, or if they're highly relevant, I will answer them right away. So Ahmed's on. We have AVX. And we see Tiro Hill. The names are always so hard for me to pronounce. Vorchix, Marcus, what's going on? Rohill. We have Tosh is on. Sweet, you can hear me, which is great. We have Chunky Moose, Kashif, Tammy, what's happening? Tech something or other. Alexander, hello, Gizmo Plans, Anis and Philip. And so for the people that don't know, I'll break a few things down. For the people that don't know, Amazon changed their commission rate this week. They sent it out on the 14th. That was Tuesday. They're changing it on the 21st. Generally, it's lower. I'm going to display it in just a second. They sent out an email just notifying all of the affiliates in the US. So I'm gonna do some screen sharing today. So yeah, so they sent out this email pretty straight to the point. And by the way, I sort of broke it down into a easier to read format like this, which you can download if you would like. There's a link in the description. So we're going to talk about some options that you have. So you can download this baby, and link is below, so you can check it out. And it's just a little bit more, it's easier to compare. It's easier to compare the previous rates to the current rates. And okay, we got some people mentioning where they're from, which is cool. And I'm gonna sort of break it down, a lot of the different options that you have, several different options. There's no great answer, I will tell you that right now. This hit a lot of people very hard, myself included. There's a few people that are hit harder than me, perhaps. Some people hit less hard. But still, regardless, this is a big change for a lot of people. Philip's out of Texas. Tech is from Pakistan. And then Anis is in Morocco. Z1, Slovenia. Chunky Moose from Melbourne. And it's late in some places, early in others. We have John on, Mohammed, my friend Valin, Brian Cooper from PA, what's up? And good beers in PA. And I do know that weird liquor laws in PA, but good, wonderful beers. And what's the one in Hershey? They have an awesome tap room. You'll tell me in a second. I know the company. I love their beers. I've had so many of them whenever I visit family out in PA. I have a sister and brother-in-law and their family, and they're shoot, you'll let me know what it is. Great beers. So we have Kashal and Danielle, Tiff, what's happening? So thanks everyone for hopping on. We've had some really active live streams the last couple weeks. So there's a few things that I want to point out. I'm going to give a loose agenda on what we're going to talk about today. So I showed you some of the commission rate changes here. So you see some of these commission rate changes right here. And I'm also going to go over a few other items. So I'm going to tell you about some options that you have. Again, there's no like really great solution to this. As everyone probably knows, Amazon has a little bit more leverage than the affiliates, or almost anyone. So we kind of have to go along with what they're doing, but there are some choices that we could make. There's a few deals that are out there right now that may be a good choice for some people. Now, I'm not saying you should go into debt or anything like that, but there are some courses that can help you sort of fast track your way into some of these other options. There's also a bunch of other affiliate programs out there, and I'm going to show you some of those affiliate programs. Let's see if there's any other big broad strokes that I want to let you know about. So that is kind of the main stuff that we're going to look at today. Other options that you have for monetizing your blog, getting more out of what you have already, investing in courses, which I'm a big believer in courses just because you could sort of skip the learning process and fast track it a little bit. It doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, but it does mean things potentially could go a little faster for you. And another thing I want to mention is I have a course, 5-Figure Niche Site, which is based on building an Amazon affiliate site. So this impacts me greatly, and I want to let you know what I'm doing for students and what I'm doing with the course. A lot of people are on the wait list. A lot of people are waiting to enroll in the course. I was going to open it on the 27th of April. So I had to think about what I was going to do, scramble, and it's a business, right? It's a business, and I had to figure out how to serve my existing customers and students, figure out what to do moving forward, knowing that a lot of the, I guess, the high-end revenue that someone can make is going to be lower. Now, I will still tell you, and I had a great chat with Jesse Lakes from Geniuslink yesterday on a live stream, and even with the reduced rates, the fact is Amazon has a 38% market share for an online retailer. Number 2 is Walmart with something like 5 point something percent or 4 point something percent. Amazon has like 7 times greater the market share than the number 2. So even if these rates are reduced by a huge amount, for most people, for most online publishers, Amazon's still going to be more profitable, even if other companies are paying 15%. Things could change again in the future. That equation may be different in the future. But right now, for most people, if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to rip all of my Amazon links off and I'm going to replace it with Walmart, there's a good chance you won't make as much as if you just stick with Amazon and you just get paid a lower commission rate. It's not the greatest outcome, but it's what we're dealing with. I mean, you have to look at your business as a business and look at the numbers and figure it out. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard to tell what's going to convert better in the future. Things are shifting. Amazon was great because of Amazon Prime. There's something like 100 million members of Amazon Prime. But the problem is they're not delivering in 2 days anymore. I ordered some sound acoustic sort of, what do you call it? They're acoustic treatments. So to get a little bit of the echo out of this room here, my new office, welcome to the new office. And basically it's going to be like three plus weeks before I can get this, fairly straightforward item. And in hindsight, maybe I should have ordered from like Wayfair or another company. So there's some options that we have. There's choices we can make as consumers and as affiliates for retailers. So I'm going to talk about a couple of those things. Additionally, for the course, I am still releasing it on April 27th. I'm going to do my normal launch. I am going to add a lot of verbiage and a lot of disclaimers. Hey, things have changed, but I do know people want to still enroll in the course. Some people enrolled in the last couple days, even after the commission rate change. And yes, they know there's a commission rate change. For people that are just starting online, if you are looking for a side hustle and you want to make a few $100 on the side, it's probably still a great option. There's no easy way to make money online. You'll see ads, and I know a lot of the people here are more savvy than just any old person off the street, but it's not easy to get a income stream started. You have to do work. It's either going to cost you money to get it started, or it'll take time or effort, or all three of those. So really, I think Amazon may still be a good option for beginners. For more advanced people, if you're trying to go to the next level, there's going to be some other things that you need to do. We'll talk about some of those things. I also want to let you know about what I'm doing for the current students in the course. So if you're already in the course, you already know this because I held a special webinar on just a live session with the students. So I sent out an email, hey, here's the changes that are coming out. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm going to support you. So I'm adding to the course 2 to 3 more units to make it more well-rounded in general. As I mentioned at the top, the course is generally about Amazon affiliate marketing and it's oriented all around Amazon. But there's a lot of other affiliate programs out there and some of them pay a higher commission. The conversions are probably going to be lower, but if you know you're selling a lot of a specific product, it may be a really good idea to go ahead and work with that company directly or whatever affiliate marketplace they have in place. And I'll show you a few of those today. The other thing is I am just adding more content to the course so that people have options. There's going to be some notes about display ads. It's not going to be a full display ads course. I'm not an expert in that, but I do know my way around. I also have some relationships with companies that are able to basically fast track you. Generally, if you're trying to get display ads on your site, you will need to have like a traffic minimum. Some of them are like, 50,000 visitors per month or 100,000 visitors per month or, whatever. There's a lot of different marketplaces out there, but I'm working with a company that should be able to fast track people in, come in through my account manager and help with the onboarding. So there's a lot of things that I'm trying to do with the existing students. This is, a big change in affiliate marketing here. All right. Pete says you're having a Guinness and watching from New Jersey. What's up? And let's see. Kent asks if anyone knows if Amazon has changed the pay structure for self-publishing. I do not know, but if anyone knows in the chat, feel free to type it in there. Let Kent know. And let's see. Nathan says they're 7 times bigger when we think overall size, but they may not have as much of on certain verticals with ecamm. Like it'd be interesting to compare by market share. Yeah, I think you're right. In fact, I know, actually, I'll throw one out there. I've been to Sweetwater, the music superstore, and it's outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana. My wife has some family in that area. So I knew of Sweetwater. I never ordered any instruments online, but they are, a huge retailer. They have an affiliate program, B&H Photo Video out of New York City. I've purchased many cameras and different gear from them. In fact, that camera right here, I bought from them. That Canon T7i I bought from B&H Photo. So there are a bunch of other affiliate programs out there. And for certain ones, like an instrument, I would definitely prefer to work with Sweetwater Music than just whoever is selling stuff on Amazon. So awesome point, Nathan. I think that is a pretty good point. All right. And I see some people in the chat there, so I'll mention it again. I have an agenda that I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about. And I see Techie Techs. Yeah, if you have a question, you can ask it. But I have a pretty low tolerance for just people that are rude in the chat. So you're right on the edge. So if you can ask your question if you want. And I'll put it that way. All right. Thanks a lot. All right, we got a couple other things that I want to talk about here. So one is just some of the reaction that has been out there in the world with with this Amazon commission rate change. There are links in the description, but there's one that I want to point out specifically. A friend of mine, actually local here, I've had some beers and actually brewed some beers with Matt Giovanisi, and he's hit particularly hard. He wrote a blog post here, which again, there's a link in the description. He's actually a really well-known dude. Before I met him, I didn't realize how well-known he was, but he has a couple of podcasts and he's over here at moneylab.co. He makes a lot of money from Amazon. He makes a lot of money across the board, but he is standing to lose $176,929 due to the change. I mean, that is a huge, huge amount, obviously. So he's scrambling. This post here is a very interesting one. I should be talking to Matt next week just about all these changes, but I highly recommend you check out some of the stuff that, Matt is writing over here. So coming back to, it's hard to manage all of these here, all the windows and the live stream. So we have the changes here. So if you want to download that, you can hit the link in the description. Additionally, I want to mention that you can add display ads to your site, and you can work with a company like Ezoic or Mediavine. I think there's a few of them out there. You can go to AdSense, and basically, if you are already getting traffic, then you can monetize it however you would like. And if you are, maybe your site has quite a bit of informational content, and if so, there's no reason not to put ads all over your informational content and maybe on your affiliate content as well, if perhaps you want to test it out. The only way to really know is to test this stuff out. And I think, just talking with John Dykstra in the last couple of days about some of the changes that he was experiencing due to reduced ad spend in general. He used to be an affiliate marketing guy, and then he got into display ad sites, and it really kind of opened things up for him, and that's his bread and butter these days. Now, the ad spend is down. People are just spending a little bit less money, companies included, but you can still add ads, and you may be surprised on how much you can make. There are a couple links in the description that I'll point out because John has a couple good courses in that area. One of them is about just display ads in general, like a deep dive on display ads, and then residual display ad profits. So two of those courses are really oriented around that stuff. All right. So I recommend you check those out if you're thinking, hey, I just want to have a look at them. You should see the details on the refund policy. So it's kind of one of those deals, and most of the courses that I recommend are like this, just like my course, 60-day refund policy. Very generous. I don't know what John's is. I think it may be 30 days, but it's listed in the course details. So you can check out his course and see, if it's going to work for you. And let me have a look at the chat here. And B&H, Tosh says B&H only offers 2%. Duke says, where do you find Sweetwater's affiliate program? That I am not 100% sure. I would contact them directly, Duke. And shout out to Duke, longtime friend of the show. Alte says Google Shopping is likely to finalize retail sales in the snippet, and Amazon will lose. I don't know if that's true. Some people just go directly to Amazon. Asan says, which schema is better for an affiliate site? I don't know. Mike says, good to hear you live again. Appreciated your level-headed videos about the recent Amazon change. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the email too. I know you sent me one. And I mean, I think people that panic and kind of freak out, it's not a great way to run a business. I mean, if you make like drastic decisions, you could make some poor decision that's a little more emotional. So, all right. A couple other things I want to point out as far as getting more out of what you have already. So again, this is another deal that I worked out for the audience here. It actually ends today. So a lot of stuff is sort of time sensitive, but this was in play before, and that is Content Refined. I've worked with Content Refined for over a year now, and they have a couple things going on for them. So this is one deal. It's 25% off, and it's either 6 or 12-month packages. It's 25% off, and you can see they do a suite of things for you here, and you can select 4 articles, up to 12 articles per month, 6 or 12-month packages. And I mean, at this point, I think publishing content is one way that you can continue to grow your site. It's always been a solid model, and it's expensive, but a lot of people in the audience are not beginners. And sometimes there's a lot of beginners in the audience, which I appreciate everyone. But a lot of times people are like, hey, I want to do something big. What companies can you recommend? And if I have a couple of freelancers that I want to recommend, that's not going to be enough if they're trying to get a lot of content. So Content Refine does this. And the biggest thing that I want to point out is this deal here. This is the content upgrades. So the content upgrades are, it's when Content Refine goes to one of your posts, they analyze it, they look at the on page, they analyze the competition using a tool called Market Muse, and then they change up your content. They edit it and they improve it, and they essentially optimize it for the specific keywords that you're trying to rank for. When I tested this out last year, right around this time last year, they helped me get a 13% boost in traffic for the 10 posts that I got that were improved, 13% in 4 weeks. Pretty amazing, right? In 4 weeks. Even more amazing, the traffic went up year over year by 89.5%. I checked it like a week ago, and I was like, oh, I wonder how this traffic is doing. So I checked from roughly mid-April, once they made the changes. So mid-April 2019 until early April or late March 2020 compared to the previous year. So that removes all the seasonality. Traffic was up by 89.5%. Totally insane. And I wasn't watching it very closely, but I set up a couple of custom reports in Google Analytics, and it was amazing. It was amazing. So if you are interested in improving content or hiring a company to write content for you, there's a couple links in the description. Again, that ends today, right? So end of day today, Friday, April 17th, that's going to be over. So if you want to take advantage of it, you should contact them. I know like the link actually sends you directly to the sales page, which is right here. So if you're not quite ready to purchase, then send Maddie an email. There should be a pretty easy way to contact them. You may have to go to Content Refined, but shoot an email to Maddie, say, I'm very interested, but I have questions. Doug referred me, and then they'll treat you like, one of my friends. All right. So if you wanted to check out those couple items, those are what you should do. So I'm going to hop back over here to, let's see, Durbani's on. What's up? Michael says, on the positive side, we'll learn more to not let one affiliate be our main source of income. My advice is that we create our own brands and use different affiliates to monetize. Sure, that's a great idea. And I mean, sometimes when you're starting off, you need the affiliates out there, or you need the company so that you could be an affiliate. Otherwise, like, you don't have enough infrastructure, you don't have enough experience. And I mean, I still think affiliate marketing is a fantastic model. There's a lot of different things that you can just sell for other people. It's been around for a very long time. All right, Techie Tex finally asked her question. You say you're sorry. So I will take that under consideration. I was requesting you for keyword, for YouTube keywords research like KGR. You know, KGR rocks with blogging, so KGR 2.0 for YouTube. Basically, that's an interesting question. So the problem is you can't really get the search volume on YouTube, and it's based on an estimate anyway, as far as search volume. So you can't even get any kind of search volume from YouTube. To my knowledge, there's some tools that say like, oh, this is the YouTube search volume, but I don't know where that number comes from. And basically, if you want to do keyword research on YouTube, just go to the search bar, start typing stuff in. All right. Derek, what's going on? All right. Anna says, I'm trying to go fast publishing articles. Any idea how to make a system and delegate tasks to other persons? Yep. There's probably 5 videos on that, probably 3 full 1 hour to 90-minute tutorials on YouTube. So go watch those. And then further, there's, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 blog posts on Niche Site Project. So just search for it. You'll find it. All the templates are out there. I just give them away. Some people charge for their templates, but I just give them away. So just go look for them and you'll find them. Or you could hire a company to do it. That's the fastest way to delegate. Go check out Content Refined. It will be more expensive, but you don't have to develop the systems on your own. So, and if you try to go too fast, and you hire people that aren't qualified, you will end up in a situation where you have really poor quality content. All right, next thing I want to get into is other affiliate options. So you do have other affiliate options out there. In fact, there are probably a lot more other affiliate companies and marketplaces than you can imagine. So one very good one is Commission Junction. And you can see some of the big companies that they work with. There's just looking at this list here, it's funny because a couple of them are travel industry. So you got like IHG and then Priceline. So those are probably not great options right now, but there's some other pretty good ones. GoPro, you got Barnes & Noble, Office Depot, J.Crew, Lowe's. These are the big ones that are out there. So go check out these other affiliate marketplaces and you may have a great option. Share a Sale is another one. They have, it's not as many big names that I see on here just right off the bat that they're featuring, but there are better ones within. And I sell actually a few things from Share a Sale. It looks like, I mean, their interface is a little bit clunkier. Their website doesn't look as pretty, but in general, they do the job, and I've made, you know, tens of thousands of dollars selling stuff from Share a Sale. So totally viable overall. It's completely viable, and basically you can sign up and start promoting stuff. Almost all of these different options, they're going to have an approval. You may have to get approved like per merchant. So maybe Lowe's has to approve you. Maybe Barnes & Noble needs to approve you specifically, but you do have options out there. And another thing that I want to mention is Lasso. So I talked about Matt Giovanisi earlier in Lasso. There's a link in the description, by the way, so you can get to it easily, but it's a way that you can manage all your affiliate links in a WordPress dashboard. So AmaLinks Pro is sort of dedicated to Amazon affiliate links. I think they can do some other stuff, and I'm working with some of the crew over there at AmaLinks Pro. I'm friends with all those folks. I'm friends with Matt that is working on Lasso, but they do have a free trial here for Lasso. Again, there's a link in the description, so there's no reason to not go check it out. It's a WordPress plugin. Matt is obsessed with load speed, so, and just usability. So they are revamping it. They're going to be doing more and more, and hopefully very soon they're going to be rolling out a little bit like a 2.0, and Matt talks about it on his blog a little bit there. So the thing I want to show you here is it works for any affiliate program. That's where Lasso sort of is set apart from some of the others. They have these pretty slick display boxes here, and I'm not going to try and sell the product, but the cool thing is when you go down to the frequently asked questions, which I'll just jump down there. What affiliate programs does Lasso work with? It works with every affiliate marketing program on the planet, and it works really well with Amazon Associates. It's directly connected via the API. But you can see the other affiliate programs that are available. So head over to Lasso, use my link. If you end up chatting with Matt or whatever the help chat situation is, let him know. Sorry, when I click around the windows, it screws everything up here. Sorry, folks. Still getting used to screen sharing and watching the chat all at the same time. here's the thing. They have a list. They should number them here. They have all of these different affiliate programs that they work with. So I didn't even look ahead of time. So I'm just going to take a quick look over here, and let's see, we could look at Bulletproof, coffee blenders, and we'll look at Smart Kitchen and Plan to Eat. So these are all these different affiliate programs that Lasso can work with. You don't have to use Lasso to hook up with these companies, I suspect, but why not have the all-in-one solution there? So Bulletproof, which is, I think is that Dave Asbury's company. I forget his last name, but Bulletproof. They have like Bulletproof coffee, and I actually am a user of the Bulletproof. What is it? It's like collagen protein, and it's not cheap. It's like $40 for like a, relatively small protein container. So you got Bulletproof going on here. Another one that I arbitrarily chose. So coffee blenders, they have all natural coffees and blah, blah, blah. So they have all these companies listed, and then you could just click here to sign up, and then it sends you right to their affiliate program. So Lasso makes it very easy. Number one, they just have a list of these affiliate offers that are out there, all these different companies you could work with. And look, we're only in the top, I would say 14% of them. I'm going to talk to Matt to organize this list, because it's like not in alphabetical order. It looks random. They got Butcher Box here. They have, look at all of these, Vitamix, dehydrators. And let's just keep looking. So we got Bulletproof, we got coffee blenders, we have Smart Kitchen, 30% recurring, and it teaches members to think and cook like chefs and blah, blah, blah. So it's a completely different option, and 30% revenue share, right? So that's recurring, 20% here, Plan to Eat. So it's a menu planner. Butcher Box, I hear those commercials all the time, $15 per lead, 30-day cookie period. So there are so many options. 15% per sale for Vitamix, and I think those are expensive. 10% per sale for Excalibur beef dehydrators. So people that are into making beef jerky and granola and dried fruits and vegetables, whatever you want to do. Let's see what their sign up page looks like here. I like some beef jerky myself. Awesome. So a lot of legalese here, not the prettiest thing to look for, but they have just really easy sign up. So again, this is Lasso over here. You can check out the link in the description to get over to Lasso. Again, tell Matt that I sent you there. So Matt'll know that I'm a good dude and trying to help him out over there. But the cool part is you can see all these different just metrics that you can get within the dashboard. So pretty cool option overall. And again, there's other affiliate programs. That's the whole point. There's a lot of other affiliate programs out there. And there's a couple other points that I'll make, but I'm going to come back to the live chat, see what's going on. So we have Andrew says, you love the idea of affiliate marketing. Gustavo says, keywords everywhere will give you the MLS. So I guess you mean monthly local search. I always said LMS, local monthly search, on YouTube and many other sites. Gustavo, I've seen those numbers, but it also gives you like the search volume on Amazon. Where does that number come from? Does Amazon release that stat? I don't know. I have no clue, but I just didn't know that YouTube had an API that told you the search volume. But maybe there is, because there's AdWords associated with it. I don't know exactly. Cleaning Things said you hit 10,000 visitors per month. You created the site a year ago. Should I do Ezoic ads? Sure, if you would like to. There's a lot of different options. I like Ezoic. They're a partial sponsor of my podcast and these live streams. And by the way, Ezoic has a site speed accelerator, which is an awesome tool. I was able to take one of my sites from a Google page Insights page speed insight score of like 27 to about a 98 to 99 with a few clicks of a button. All right. Buppy says, do I think most of the newcomers who want to start Amazon affiliate sites will step back for this low commission? I don't know. I don't think so. So I think newcomers that are trying to get started with a side hustle and we're quarantined, we're stuck at home, we may as well do something productive. I think a lot of the people that are making zero would be very happy if they can make a few $100s per month and pay for their car payment or offset some of their utilities, for example, or save up, right? So no one is going to be upset about getting a few $100s per month. There are plenty of people that were making a full-time income, and depending on how much they were making, it may be half of a full-time income, depending on how they were spending or whatever they call that, you know? So my hunch is people that are brand new and trying to get started, they're still going to be brand new and they're thinking, hey, I was just going to start a blog. I mean, I know so many people that just started a blog just so they could have a blog and write and do something on their own. And they're like, if I can make enough to cover the hosting that's like $10 per month, they would be thrilled. If they could make like $20 per month, that's all they wanted. They don't even care. They started blogging. They're like, oh, maybe I'll make a few dollars here and there. So I believe there's probably a lot of people, and I have some contacts in different companies that are kind of have the pulse of side hustles and what's going on. And they're seeing more signups. They're seeing more people try to get into Amazon affiliate marketing. So it's changed. The time where, you know, people could start up. I mean, when I started, within 6 months, I had a blog that was making $6,000 a month. I barely knew what I was doing. And I was able to get started really quickly, relatively inexpensively. And it wasn't easy. And I spent a lot of time on it, but I was able to do it pretty quickly and make a lot of money. I think it'll be pretty tough. I think if you start a blog and you start making $6,000 per month, it's going to be not a beginner. It's going to be a person who's launched a few blogs. They know what to do. They know what not to do. But I still think there's going to be, because in fact, I mean, I was an anomaly, right? I ended up getting some coverage on different blogs. And that's how I got my start with Niche Site Project, because I was doing something kind of interesting with a little bit of a spin, and I was doing a little bit better than some of my, you know, other beginners out there. So I was an anomaly then, and there's going to be anomalies now. People are going to, you know, launch, know exactly what they're talking about. Maybe they have another network, right? Let's say someone is a plumber. I'm just going to make it up. Let's say someone is a plumber and they're thinking, hey, I'm going to start a blog. I'm going to do a plumbing blog, and I have a network of plumbers. Let's say they were the president of their union or something like that. They know a ton of people, and they're able to put together an awesome website. They have the subject matter expertise. They know how to do video. Maybe they were a film school major, so they know how to film stuff and write scripts, and they can start a YouTube channel. They have a big network and they're part of a union. I bet they could blow up, right? There's always going to be anomalies like that. So I don't think it's going to be, you know, the same. I know a lot of people that were on the live streams this past week. There were two interesting avatar types, I'll say. So one was the lurker who's been thinking, hey, I'm going to start a blog, but, you know, Amazon doesn't pay much. So I'm going to try and do something else. I'm going to try to push, you know, some kind of software that I don't know how to use. I'm going to do, you know, funnel software. I'm going to push funnel software, and I'm going to push, you know, some other affiliate program where it's more of a pyramid scheme than actually like helping customers and helping researchers figure out what product they want to buy. So there were those people who were like, you know what, Amazon was too low and now they're even lower. And they were like, see, you guys lost. Meanwhile, me and some of my friends and some students out there were making tens of thousands of dollars and doing great and learning new things. We learned affiliate marketing and SEO and content marketing. And we built something out of nothing with our own brains and keyboards and our fingers. And we have websites out there, and it was cool. We actually did pretty good. We didn't have to get corporate jobs. We quit our jobs, or I got laid off. Things were fine. So there was one type of person who was like, oh, you know what? You guys did good. Now you lost. See? And I'm going to do something else. But meanwhile, they're just a lurker. They never did anything anyway. It's sad, kind of. Because I don't care. I'm going to go do something else. All right. Like people out there, Duke, Marty, there's some other crew, Kent, myself. We have skills in a lot of different areas now. So we're going to keep going. We're going to adapt, and we're going to come out of this on the other side. There was the other set of people who either they were liars, or they were just trying to like make everyone feel bad. They were like, Amazon was a joke anyway. People are out there, making pennies on the dollar. And, if you're a super affiliate, you have a 7, 8, 9-figure business, blah, blah, blah. And those are the people that are renting Lamborghinis and helicopters and stuff like that. So there's a weird mix. And then there's just like normal folks, which I assume it's the people that are on here now that are cool. So that are like, all right, what do we do now? And I've mentioned it a few times. If you have traffic on your site, you should be able to figure out how to monetize it. There's a couple other strategies that I'm going to be sharing inside the course for all the existing students and any new students that join up. Did you guys hear that? I hit my tooth. I came in hard with that water. All right, let's see what's going on. Great discussion there with Kent and Duke and Marty. All right, Anna says you're on an average of 2 articles per month. You would like to go for more, 5 to 10. You started preparing tasks to hire someone helping upload and format the articles on WordPress. Yeah, so interestingly enough, that is one of the templates I do not share because I used to be a project manager, and I used to onboard team members. In fact, I helped grow the biggest team that I was ever a part of from there were 15 of us when we started. Oh, sorry. No, there were like 8. There were 8 or so. And then it grew to 15. And then eventually it ended up being 100, sort of like on my side, but I was onboarding a full team up to 200. So there were calls where how many people are live now? 75. There were a few calls where I was onboarding like 55 people, right? So we have more people now on this, but I was like onboarding. I was literally doing the same kind of stuff, but our broadband was not as good. The software is not as good as it is now. So I was onboarding a bunch of people, and I would share a presentation. I would go through the onboarding, and I would write onboarding documents that were they were up to like 100 pages, but then I got a hold of it and I was like, this is too much. How can we say this in fewer words? So I sort of streamlined the onboarding process. So Anna, the reason why I'm mentioning that is I don't share the actual like uploading and formatting articles because you're going to do that a certain way. And that's sort of, it's, for me, it was only like 4 to 5 pages of a document, job aid to do that. So some people, some of my personal friends, I've shared the exact one with them, but generally that is something you'll have to put together on your own. If you go to Niche Site Project, you can find different flavors of that. If you search around, I have released some of those things before in the past, especially with some coaching that's out there. So Vorchik says, any opinion on how Lasso compares to Thirsty Affiliates? No, I haven't used Thirsty Affiliates, so I can't comment, but I will be talking to Matt coming up very soon. And I was sending him some emails the last day or two. I have to cough, hold on. Just drank a little down the wrong pipe there. I don't have a cold or anything, nobody worry. So I don't know Vorchik's on Lasso compared to other Thirsty Affiliates specifically. AmaLinks Pro is great for the Amazon area, and Lasso is more robust. It does more and it can work with more affiliate programs in a general sense. It looks, when I look at the different feature boxes and what's going on, it does look like Lasso is a little cleaner as far as the feature boxes. However, I think you can tweak some of the AmaLinks Pro situation. But to answer your question, I don't know how Thirsty Links is. Daniel, what's up, my man? Slightly off topic. Am I moving my age site case study away from Amazon to an alternative? I am not sure. I was very busy with things anyway. And then this change happened. So it was like, okay, I got to take care of the students. And then I know I have the age site case study in play, but it could be an interesting one to look at. And to say, hey, here's a real life, here's the trajectory that this was going on, and here's how we're going to change it. And actually, I could tell you, Daniel, I'm glad you asked, because I'm pretty sure the topic area will be awesome, really awesome for a display ad and informational kind of site. And I actually have a couple ideas for just, I won't mention them because I think they're really good ideas. A couple of ideas for informational sites, because I've been on some of these informational sites where I was like looking up stuff myself and I really enjoyed it. And I spent, I think my wife and I spent like an hour and a half on this site, just like looking and reading and just enjoying ourselves and learning about a specific topic. So, and I mean, whatever you're into, by the way, there's probably some topic, because, there's a lot of people that are online that are looking up just random stuff out there. And Chunky Moose says, I'm just getting started and I'm still moving forward with Amazon. When I'm getting decent traffic, I'll consider other things. Perfect. And thank you very much for mentioning that. I mean, I think you're going to be able to make it work. Things are weird right now, and I don't know if it's going to be, a 2-month recession or a 2-year or 5-year recession. I mean, nobody really knows. And nobody can know until we get out on the other side here. Derek mentions, don't forget all the free products we get from companies for a review. Yeah, I get emails all the time. People want to send you stuff to test it out, to get a review. And it's pretty normal. Now, things may be shifting a little bit where they're not as readily able to send out the products, but they may also be cutting back on some of their ad spend and trying to reach out in different ways to hit influencers like you, Derek, or like me, or people that have websites that actually get traffic. So there's a lot of way. Again, if you get traffic on your site, you could usually figure out what to do. And Pastor Duke says, I'm considering doing a video in front of your 15-year-old Mercury. Yeah, I know. And I have I guess now it is a 15-year-old F-150. So I'll go out there. Right now there's a bunch of snow. We got this crazy snowstorm yesterday. It snowed about 1 foot here in Longmont. So anybody in the area here in the Front Range, I mean, we got a lot of snow. It wasn't even really that cold, but it was I woke up and there was like 6 inches, 9 inches of snow. It's hard to tell because there's snow drifts, but our bird feeder was like covered with snow out there. And Vorchik says you're going to push a pyramid scheme. Tosh says doing YouTube alongside a niche site is a good idea. Indeed. Very good. And Linus, that is Echo, says a quick Google search, you could find other affiliate programs. It's going to be okay in the end. Indeed. And I had, if people didn't watch the live streams earlier this week, I did one on Wednesday and one on Thursday. Is that right? Wednesday, Thursday, and then today. Man, I've just been boom, boom, hitting it hard. Jesse Lakes joined me yesterday, and he's been in affiliate marketing a lot longer than I have. I think something like 20 years. Pretty crazy. I mean, I've only been doing this for, 5 years seriously. And basically, Jesse was like, hey, you can push other affiliate programs, sure. But, with the market share that Amazon has, you may be, in a situation where you're just going to have to deal with it and then expand and adapt and figure out how to pivot. The other part is you can, as a consumer, not use Amazon anymore if you don't want to. You cannot order stuff through Amazon. There's other companies that will send you stuff. So you can vote with your pocketbook. You can not use Amazon. And it may be, I don't know, I haven't talked about it with my wife, but it could be a choice that we make too. I mean, sure, the Prime shipping was cool, but we don't have that anymore right now. I'm sure it'll come back, but now's a time where, Walmart, someone said it yesterday, it's like Walmart is the good guy. My buddy Nick, yeah, I remember he put it in the comments. It's like Walmart is the good guy here, which seems weird because they were well known for, maybe not giving the best benefits to employees and maybe not paying companies as well that were providing their products there to Walmart. But, Walmart doesn't want to see mom and pop shops go out of business. They need to sell the stuff. They need them to be able to stay in business so they don't have to make them. So anyway, yeah, I mean, Walmart is an option. Walmart is an option out there. All right. So nice discussion out there. I think. Oh, and then Daniel says you love the age site case study. So yeah, and that's actually a pretty ripe site that was on the growth track. And there's another site that I purchased. I haven't talked about this, but I purchased it from a friend of mine. It's a good site, very small amount of content, like 20 posts. It was making like $150, $200 a month. And I was like, hey, this is a great one for me to pick up. They were trying to, sell their site to work on a bigger project that was taking off in a bigger way. And I was like, hey, this looks like a cool one to work on. So I was kind of working on it in parallel with the age site case study. So that's another one that could be prime for working directly with companies. Hasta la vista boss, Adrian, another friend of the show, says you've been using Thirsty Affiliates and it's good so far. Cool, good to know. All right, let's see what else I was going to talk about here. Oh, so I wrote, go bigger, but go slowly. So there's some folks like the, what is it, Chunky Moose out there? Yeah, Chunky Moose was like, hey, I'm just getting started. I am going to stick with Amazon because I'm just getting started. So I'm making no money and it'll be fine. If I could, figure it out along the way, it's going to be okay. And there's a lot of different ways you can make money online. You probably shouldn't try and do everything at once. That usually does not work out very well in general. If you try and do everything at once, you usually get like overwhelmed and maybe a little bit confused, but you do have options out there. And I mean, for me, one of the biggest choices that I made, and this is just me telling my own personal story, one of the biggest choices that I made was niche site project. And I'm going to try to write niche. Oops, I think I had my hand on there. Niche site project. I started it at basically roughly the same time as I was doing affiliate marketing. And it slowed my progress. I had friends that were making a lot more money than me with their affiliate sites, and we kind of came up at the same time. They were able to put more time and focus a little bit more. So they were able to focus on their niche sites a little bit more and just grow. I mean, there's only so much time that you could put into it. And at the time, I had my full-time job. I was building affiliate sites and I was trying to blog in one of the more competitive markets. There's so many very competitive markets, but internet marketing is filled with internet marketers, as you can imagine. But the thing is, like, Niche Site Project has been a great thing because I improved my writing and a lot of other skills in general. I started an email list right off the bat, and I'm probably going to be talking more about email lists coming up soon. So with email lists, it's so, 2002, people read their emails though. It's easy to ignore Facebook. It's easy to ignore Instagram. You have to deal with algorithms. You have to deal with other stuff. There's some tricks with email lists for sure, but people read emails. People read it. And if you're able to add value, help people out, not be a dick, hopefully like me, you can get people to sign up for your email list. You can help them out, provide a lot of free information. Like I said earlier, I give away all my templates for free. People charge for their templates. They charge a lot of money for templates. And I could do that, but instead I am just giving it away. And I gave away KGR and I gave away a bunch of other stuff. And yeah, there's a couple of things that I'm like, hey, you need to sign up to get, these free resources. You got to sign up for my email list. But the fact is, I could contact a lot of people all at once just by sending out an email. And that's pretty cool. The other part, the other big thing is I've been able to, expand the platform. And I'm getting slightly better with writing with this little tablet here. And again, you can't do everything at once. I started Niche Site Project in 2013. I started the podcast in 2019. That is the pod in 2019. I started on YouTube originally in 2014, but it was a train wreck. Go back to my original videos. They're terrible. It looks like I'm scared. I was scared of the camera. But then in I would say late 2016 to 2017 was YouTube. And look at me now. You are watching me write in what looks like, it looks like I'm holding a crayon like this, like I'm trying to stab the thing, but I'm actually trying to write very neatly. And the point is, you can still build some other platform, and I would suggest probably don't do internet marketing. You can do internet marketing, all right? You can do internet marketing, but internet marketing tends to be a little more competitive because there's other people that have been doing marketing a lot longer than me or you, depending on who you are. Some people, there's some advanced folks that are out there. But if you can talk to people, teach people stuff in your, whatever you're an expert in, if you're a fitness instructor, if you're a lawyer, if you're a painter, if you're an artist of some kind, you can definitely teach people how to do something. If you're a videographer, right? So one thing I could do is teach people how to YouTube. I don't even know that much about the film industry or recording or anything like that, but I look pretty clear. Everyone I talked to this week was like, dude, what kind of setup do you have over there? What DSLR are you using? What lens is that? It looks so sharp. Talking to people that have worked online for a very long time, and I was like, I'm just using my webcam over here. This is just a cheap $70 webcam. It's a Logitech something or other. Got a few lights around me, and yeah, there's just a couple little things. But I literally could do a course on proper lighting for talking head YouTube videos, right? Easy enough. And guess what? A lot of people are at home and they're like, I have a piece of shit phone and I'm trying to record YouTube videos and it looks terrible. What can I do? How can I record in my basement so that it looks good and the sound's okay? Like, you have skills, so you can start something and go bigger, right? But you can't do everything at once. You can't try to launch a podcast and YouTube and a blog and then create a course and figure out how to sell it. Like, every one of those little things is like a different skill set. So you may need to figure out how to, do YouTube. Then you have to figure out how to add different layers on. Creating a course, once you do that, it's very cool. Info products are fantastic. Absolutely love them. I know I'm going to be putting out more courses this year because I've been sitting on like about 6 different ideas, but I was lazy. I was just doing affiliate marketing for Amazon, and I was selling my one course on Amazon affiliate marketing. But I have several other skills that people actually asked me to teach about, but it turns out once you create a course, that's only about, I would say, 20 to 30% of the work. There's a lot of work in marketing, figuring out how to sell something and then serving the customers and the students to make sure they're successful. If they're not successful, your course is not going to keep selling. All right, what do we have going on in the chat? Anything else here? Bo says, hey, Doug, likely going to try Content Refined upgrade service through my link. You're just sending them some questions first. Thanks for sharing. Compelling stuff. Thanks, Bo. If you have any questions too, feel free to reach out to me, Doug at nichesiteproject.com. That's the fastest way to sort of get in touch with me there. And yeah, Maddie's great. Should be around sometimes. I know I think they're on East Coast time with Content Refined. They're out of Canada. So yeah, so they're East Coast. I'm not sure when they're packing up their stuff or when they stop working, but yeah, I'll make sure you're taken care of. So if you don't get a reply, the reason why I'm saying that, if you don't get a reply right away, they may be gone for the weekend. All right, Durbani says you were angry with Amazon because you were going to hit $1,000 for the first time this month. That's a bummer. I know a couple other people in the same boat where you were reaching heights. Oh, thanks. People are saying I'm awesome. So that's always good to hear. Thank you. I didn't download any. Man, it's like I've been drinking whiskey all day. But I haven't. I've actually been drinking a little less beer this past week. And you know, a funny thing happens when you don't drink as much beer. You're not hungover the next day. And one thing that happens is you're just a little tired. Maybe you don't sleep quite as well. And then you're like, oh, was it the extra beer or is it just because there's a lot of stuff going on? I've been really busy and a little stressed out or whatever. And it's hard to tell sometimes, but I didn't drink for, I don't know, most of this week, or I had like half a beer. We have a kegerator and I went and got like 2 fresh kegs. So it was great. So I was like, oh, these beers are awesome. But yeah, at some point I was like, I got a lot of shit to do. I kind of want to work out tomorrow morning, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so I've been feeling pretty good. Although my skin doesn't look as good as all this beautiful lighting. A quick note, Zappel says photography is all about lighting. Indeed, and I love photography. Anybody want to geek out? Oh, Marcus says teaching people lawyer stuff on the online world would be super scary. Yeah, man, it totally would. It'd be a little scary, but a lot to teach. Yeah, I guess if people want to geek out around camera gear, there's a couple sweet lenses that I want to show you. Oh, and Hasta La Vista Boss. Adrian says, it's an awesome idea. You created a mini course and had a live stream on YouTube with OBS plus Zoom. Yeah, I looked into OBS and I was like, you know what? I don't want to mess with this. But I did talk to one of my friends the other day and he was like, yeah, OBS, it wasn't hard to set up. But as I was reading the documentation, I was like, I don't have time to fuck around with more stuff. I just want to buy a product. So I use ecamm Live, which the cool part is I can bring in people via Skype, and Skype video is I can't emphasize it enough. Zoom looks like a piece of shit as far as the video quality. I did a few interviews using Zoom and I don't know what it is. It's like it's like 360p or something like that. It looks awful. It just looks terrible. But Adrian, I haven't used it. So how does Zoom plus OBS work out? And I think I paid $100 for a year, something like that for ecamm Live. So, I mean, I've used it like, I don't know, 60 times already. So it's definitely been worthwhile. I haven't capitalized on all the stuff, but I can do stuff like that. Got these got my name up there. By the way, if people haven't subscribed to the channel, you should check it out. All right, I'll show you a couple lenses in a second. Amy says that you got a great domain and you found a good affiliate program to match it. So you can use Amazon and ShareASale to diversify since you're starting out. Perfect, Amy. You have the right idea. And additionally, Amy, you can maybe beef up the how-to and informational content and make that, 60% of your content and have display ads over there. There's a lot less competition for informational content in a broad kind of way. I was just talking with John, who I mentioned before, and I mean, he's like, there's just endless topics, endless informational topics, and it's not nearly as competitive as product related reviews. All right, I'll show you a couple of my cool lenses here just because I like them. Nope, not that one. One of them is on the camera, so I'll bring that over in a second. But when I was starting to travel out west more, so in 2015, my wife and I decided we were going to sell our condo in Atlanta, and we were going to travel out west. We were going to go to Montana, which we did. So we went to Whitefish near Glacier National Park, and then we were there for a little while, and then we drove down to Bozeman to check out Yellowstone and the Tetons and just check out Bozeman. We heard it was kind of cool. I had been there one time before, just passing through as I was going to Yellowstone 20 years ago. And we ended up not leaving Bozeman. We thought we were going to move to this general area in the Boulder County area in Colorado, but we actually never left Bozeman, and we lived there for like 4 years. Loved Bozeman. When I was going out west, I knew I wanted to get some pretty wide angle lenses. So I ended up getting this. It's a 10-18. I'm a Canon guy personally. Let me make sure it focuses. There you go. 10-18. It is pretty wide just in general, but it is an EFS. There's image stabilization, and is there any other good details on it? So it's nice and wide. It's great for landscape photography and stuff like that, but it's also good for vlogging, and it's pretty light in general. The other cool lens, this is my workhorse now for recording like my YouTube videos in general. It is big, so I should have left the other one over here just for comparison. It is big and heavy. It's a Sigma 18-35 1.8. So for the photography geeks out there, the f-stop rating, the 1.8 means it's great for low light and it blurs the background. And 18-35 is perfect for like doing talking head videos or YouTube tutorials or whatever. The problem is I would love to use this as the vlogging camera, but it is so heavy that it like, even being as strong as me, right? I'm so strong. I look like Olive Oil's arms over here versus Popeye. So basically, this is a little too heavy to like walk around and carry it out. But if you throw it on a tripod, no problem at all. Super sharp, way cheaper than the Canon version, and it's a little bit faster too. So the Canon, I think it is maybe a 16-35, and it's a 2.8, and it's more expensive. However, the Sigma right here is badass, and it goes down to 1.8, which I think is like 2 more stops, again, for the photography folks. And the final one, which I haven't used as much, and the cool thing with YouTube is you just random. Some people like to keep it really tight around affiliate marketing and the things that they're talking about. But some people just want to, veg out and watch some stuff. Plus, you guys are having a great conversation in the chat, directing each other. Oh, Andy's on. What's up? And Amy says it's a good idea. Info posts are a wonderful option. So this other lens is one that I got in the last 6 months. I haven't used it a ton, but it's a kind of lens that I always wanted to get, and that is a macro. So it's a 100mm macro, and this is my first, what they call L lens. So it's a 100mm macro. So it's super sharp. It is so awesome. And you can focus. It's a 1-to-1 macro. So that means you could like zoom in. There's no zoom. This is a prime lens, but I could focus like so like I have to look out that I don't rub the front of the lens on a flower if I'm taking a picture of it. Basically, you could do amazing portraits with this, and you can do, macro photography or videography or whatever. So ideally, like in my head, I don't know why I thought this. I was like, oh, I could shoot like super awesome like video. I may have to mic myself, right? Use my Zoom microphone and have a lav mic and record myself from, way off. I'd have to put the camera, 50 feet away or something like that, so the microphone wouldn't pick up very well. But I'd be blurred. It would look like a movie. I haven't done that. but this lens is amazing, and maybe sometime this weekend I will bust it out, because every weekend I'm like, oh, maybe I should just take the camera out, go walk around and stuff. But I haven't. Yeah, I haven't done that. I played around with it quite a bit, and again, some of the portrait photography is amazing. Just like taking snapshots of my friends and just personal stuff, of course. Okay, I'll get back on topic here, but I love it that the chat carries on without me, without me, and I'm just talking about random stuff. So, okay, a couple other things, and I'll round it out. So, I'm going to summarize. The title of this is Alternatives and Options, Amazon Associates Alternative and Options. So you can do other stuff. If you know how to get traffic on your site, if you know how to do content marketing, you'll be able to figure some stuff out. There are tons of other affiliate programs out there. You will have to test. I don't think that it's a sure thing that if you switch to another affiliate program, let's say you find another affiliate program that pays 15%, I don't think it's a slam dunk that you're going to make more money. Amazon just pushes a lot out there. I think you should definitely experiment and test, especially if you know that you sell a lot of a particular brand like GoPro, who works through Commission Junction. And I think if you are getting a decent amount of traffic, no matter how much it is, you should probably start putting display ads on your informational posts 100%. Like, you should definitely do that for your informational post. For some of your other content, affiliate reviews, maybe test it as well. You never know until you test. Any kind of conversion point you put on your site, whether it's an email opt-in box or an ad or multiple ads, or you have multiple affiliate links in a table, every option that a person has, they're competing for the attention of the visitor. Even if it's just, a link to your social profiles, that is competing for everything else. So keep that in mind when you're testing. If you have all your social profiles over there, but you don't do anything with them, you should take them off. You should take them off and maybe leave the sidebar blank. Put something else out there, but test and figure out how to track certain things. There's a couple things, a couple deals that I'll point out. I'm going to share my screen again here, hopefully not screw up. So number one is Content Refined. Has a great deal going on right now. You can get 25% off on their 6 or 12-month packages. There's a link in the description. Additionally, the content upgrades are a great way to take advantage of your existing content and your existing rankings. You potentially can move up in the rankings for a particular keyword, or you can rank for more keywords, which is, I think, what happened with me. I ended up ranking for a lot more keywords. About a year ago, they worked on 10 posts for me, and within 4 weeks, the traffic went up 13%. Within a year, well, I checked it in the last year, and it went up by 89%. A couple of the posts really blew up and took over some rankings and just started ranking for a lot more terms out there. The other thing I'll point out is these other affiliate programs. You're going to have to look and research. Linus mentioned in the chat that, sure, you go Google search, go try and find other programs, and follow the link in the description. Lasso is a affiliate link manager that works with any affiliate program, not just Amazon. It's optimized for Amazon, but it's a little bit more robust in the tracking and some of the other details. But the cool part is they have a list of who knows how many or how in the world they have this organized. I will talk to Matt as soon as possible to figure out what kind of what kind of nonsense is going on. Oh, and they have I thought I saw Canon because we were talking about cameras. Yeah, so basically all these different affiliate programs here, there are so many, and I would be shocked if you can't find one that will work on your site. So go check it out. Click on my affiliate link to go look at this list, just so Matt and the crew at Lasso knows that I am referring people, and so they'll be nice to me and they'll continue to be nice to me. But look at all of these. Again, they need to categorize it or something, because how do you find anything? But the cool part is they do have links. They tell you what's going on, 5% per sale, and you can sign up here. So you just click on it, and we looked at a few here, and there's a bunch that you can sign up for. They have them all listed right there. So there's no reason not to go check it out. All right. I think we're wrapping up here, and I answered a few questions, but for the most part, the good people in the chat were managing everything over there. So everybody have a good weekend. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. I got some other cool live streams coming up soon. Additionally, I have a podcast. So if you don't listen to the podcast and you're thinking, hey, I haven't listened to this guy talk for long enough, there's probably a link in the description, most likely. Doug.Show, Doug.Show. I got that cool domain. You could subscribe with your very favorite podcast directory, whatever you're using, your podcast player. You can listen to it directly from the website, and there's some fun episodes. I do talk about marketing a lot, but I also did a few on Tiger King. So it's sometimes random to say the least, but it's mostly about marketing. And I haven't recorded one yet on the changes for the affiliate program, but I will likely record sort of a quote emergency episode. And I've been doing more bonus episodes just because I'm around. I'm not doing as many things in general. I'm working a ton on the house, but not doing as many things. And my wife's around. She enjoys recording with me sometimes for random stuff. So thanks everyone out there, and I will catch you next week.